Dr. Kingori. Manze, November 2021 continues to surprise Kenyans because this week, Edgar Obare was briefly dethroned in the tea business by former governor wa Nairobi, Mike Sonko, because the governor's tea came with milk. Kenya basi ni nchi ya chai manzi. Wakenya wanapenda chai ya maziwa mbaya. The governor has been has released information on judges, high-ranking government officials. Hamuongei sana, but the moment hiyo chai iliwekwa maziwa kidogo kwa mbali, top trending. And interestingly, one of the allegations Sonko is facing that led to his impeachment ilikuwa ni Kunyonya County. That video ya Nkadha incriminates him. In other news, the Deputy President William Ruto this week announced that he has not started his campaigns yet.
I haven't started the campaign because the campaign period is not yet announced by IEBC. What you have seen me do is to do what my mandate is: speaking to people, understanding their issues, assessing the extent of our government programs, how far the roads are, and receiving feedback from the public.
I think as Kenyans we have a very twisted understanding of what campaigns are from that video. See, hii announcement ya DP inafanya kaya kama wale waseukula ugali matumbo asubuhi alafu wewe una assume amekula lunch. Kumbe they are just snacking. Kwake hiyo ni same na vile wewe umekula kachai na sponge. But I don't think anyone has a moral authority to judge the Deputy President for that statement, especially our parents. This statement kwanza sounds very familiar. Ona huyu analia na hata sijamguza. Kwanza Wakenya wanafanya hii kitu sana kwa mtandao. Day in day out. Haven't you seen hii trend ya manze karibu chakula iungue? Alafu anakuwekea hiyo picha. Mtu anaweka hii picha nyingine, alafu ana caption, karibu tulale njaa. My all-time favorite being this one. Atio, karibu supu inimwagikie. You have no moral authority to judge the Deputy President for that statement. But then again, hii time yote watu wamekuwa kimuita hustler, the Deputy President, DP, juu amekuwa kizunguka akitafuta job. Sasa ndio tena amesema kumbe hii time yote amekuwa job. Unless what he means is just like on WhatsApp, kazi ya DP ni kuonekana. On the other side, Baba has also been going around the country promising us London, but still insists that he has not yet declared his running for president. So ile 6K alitu-promise kama nani. But then your 6K kwanza has been very controversial, with a section of Kenyans insisting that it's impossible to implement. I don't know about ladies, though, because kuna mademo wanajua mbaba akikupromise pesa lazima atakupea. And by the way, speaking of people who want to enter government, this one affects you, as in people who want to access government services.
Everybody seeking in-person government services should be fully vaccinated and proof of vaccination availed by December 21st, 2021.
You will not be able to access in-person government services as punishment if you're not vaccinated against COVID-19. Did the Ministry of Health think this threat through? Because how are the same Kenyans who amka every Sunday kuenda church kukumbushwa vile watachomeka forever juu vitu wanafanyanga from Monday to Saturday? In fact, as late as Saturday morning, or as late as Sunday morning, and then after church wanaingia repeat. These are people who are not scared of eternal burning. By the way, what is proof of vaccination? This will be the situation across all government offices moving forward. Can't wait to see that. Anyway, our episode for today is a follow-up of the interview we did with the Youth Fund CEO. This particular one was inspired partly by a video on YouTube entitled The Big Lie of Small Businesses, a TED Talk by Vusi Tembekwayo. How accurate is this statement?
You and I need to unlock our thinking. It's not okay for us to start small businesses. It's not okay for us to be happy to be vendors on the side of the road anymore, selling fruits and vegetables. What we need to do is own the place that produces the fruit, own the road infrastructure that moves the fruit, own the retail infrastructure that sells the fruit, and own the banking system that transacts the whole platform. And by the way, why don't we just take the taxes as well?
How possible is that? How accurate is that statement? How possible is it? Are small businesses a lie? As in, can you start from a vendor to a millionaire in this country? I was recently introduced to someone who has done it, a gentleman who we felt was wise to have come on the show to share with us details of how he did it. His wife sponsored him with 30,000 bob in capital, and he now runs a multi-million business. Steve Wawero joins us on the other end of this short commercial break to give us a to share with us the blow-by-blow account on the magic of small businesses. See you guys in a bit. Hello and welcome back to the weekend edition mazee. Asante sana. Issue kama kuna one of the topics tumededicate ya vitu mob ni unemployment na biashara. Na I heard that mtu anaweza omoka from 3,000 shillings and I didn't know how practical that is. This is all about, episode leo, it's all about the magic of small businesses. It can happen. Guest wetu leo is someone who has done it. Na leo tunataka kujua kama unaweza omoka from zile vitu watu wanasemanga can you start a business from 10k? Is it really true? Steve Wawero is in the house. Asante. Asante sana. Steve is a business guru. Alianza na business ya movie, but he has a very interesting story. Steve, acha nisikuwe na kielele ya kusemea story yako na uko hapa. Si ndio?
Yes.
Movie shop.
Manze.
Ulitoka kabla ikuwe phased out ama ulitoka before?
Nilitoka before ikuwe phased out. Luckily.
Nini ilifanya utoke?
Nilikuwa na take time at home. Unajua after umemaliza university, umemaliza kampo.
Yes.
The pressure to get a job from your parents. Because me niliwaambia from the onset, I want to start a business. There's a concept nilikuwa na work on. But our parents ni wale. They want you to go out, pata a job in a big company, and then wafurahia watakuwa naambia mabesta wote, you work in a big company.
Yes.
So for me, I needed a whole year to just take some time, research, develop my business.
Own a big
so
company.
After nimalize kampo, nikarudi home, Nax. So nilikanakuru for 1 year. And because utaki every time you want something, unaambia mzazi akupe nisaidie na umekata kutafuta job, nikaanza shop ya movie.
Kwani wewe uliziwaje? Si ndio time wase vuta bangi? Hiyo grace period. So okay, basi ulitumia time yako poa.
Yes.
Shop ya movie ulianza na how much?
I think nilianza na 20k.
20k.
Because I used the laptop nilikuwa nayo nikiwa campus. Space ndio ilikuwa the only challenge Nakuru. So I just looked for a small shop, and then ile computer nilikuwa nayo, and movie business, at least it was a business yenye haikuwa na a lot of challenges to start.
Yes.
But we had to be very innovative kwanza, because again you don't want to start the same. Kila mtu alikuwa anauza movie 50 bob.
Yes.
So si tulianza na tukuza 50 bob.
Okay.
We chose a different model. Na ilitusaidia for at least for a whole year. I was able to ulikuwa na mahali pa kwenda every day. So mnatoka asubuhi, mnaenda na mzazi. Yeye anaenda job yake, wewe unaenda job yako.
So ilikuwa tu kukaa busy ama ulikuwa una make do?
Ilikuwa na do.
So kama uli invest 20k, ulikuwa una make kama how much hivi on a good month?
So our model ilikuwa, I realized there are two components when you're running a movie shop.
Yes.
So overheads ni number 1, internet. Lazima uko na fast internet. Ndio movie kitoka hivi uko nayo.
Yes.
The second overhead ulikuwa ni sasa the blank CDs.
Yes.
Those were the highest overheads. Ukimanage hizo, rent was not an issue.
Yes.
Rent tunaweza manage if at least the two things uko na handle. And then so for us model yetu ilikuwa simple. We introduced a concept where tulikuwa tunaambia wase unaweza lipa so mbili 200 bob per month. And then ukilipa 200 bob you get unlimited movies at 20 bob per movie. So chukua disk moja tutakujazia mpaka ijae movies as many as you want.
Yes. Lipa
20 bob. So hiyo ilitusaidia. At least tulikuwa the 200 a month ilifika mahali at least you are sure utalipa rent na utalipa internet na utasurvive from the 200.
Bado una make profit kwa CD.
So CD hapo ndio that was the business. You buy it at 9 bob, unauza 20 bob. If overheads zako zote zinakuwa catered for 200 bob.
Kwa sawa.
sasa CD ndio inakuwa biashara.
Uko sawa. Kwa hiyo overhead na believe anamaanisha recurrent expenditure.
Yes.
Not to be confused with above the head. Unajua world yetu sasa lazima uclarify kila kitu.
True.
Ndio unaendelea.
True.
Na it's interesting that si hata hiyo biashara ya movie peke yake, you went on to start other businesses. If it was working, if you were making money, mbona ukaenda kwa ingine?
Because my heart ilikuwa elsewhere. So when I was in campus, I was I was really passionate about small businesses. Nimefanya economics. So small businesses and employment, these are the things we dealt with ever since Uganze first year. So the company, the idea we had, back then ilikuwa a very new concept, into crowdfunding. The idea that if I'm running a business na nataka 100k to start as capital, naeza tafuta mtu akunipea 100k, or I can look for 100 people, kila mtu anipea 1,000. So if we manage your process, for me I thought, if we can manage your process vizuri, where these 100 people don't need to know each other, but there is a system in place, I actually thought, imagine it work. Turns out haikuwa true.
It should work.
It should. And by the way, like the Western countries, crowdfunding is now a very big, it's a very big industry. But huku Kenya,
you do
trust issues.
Kwa audience yetu live, we had that conversation last week ya kuambia wase, but they can make money in their circles. Like tuseme, kama mimi niko na mabeste watano, na tuko na idea business ya 200,000, we can raise that.
Yes.
Amongst ourselves. We don't have to borrow.
Yes.
So ukisema crowdfunding aiwak, hiyo ni different na crowdfunding.
It's actually the same concept. It's
But
the same
it can
concept.
work.
Can you describe sasa ni the informal crowdfunding?
Okay.
Harambes, what not, the informal crowdfundings, those ones work. But when it comes to supporting a small business, a startup idea,
Yes.
After nitoke Kampo, nilipewa space na we had an incubation set up at Nairobi University. So I was lucky to be among the people when you incubate the first year. I was among, I think it was 13 other small businesses. Watu wako na ideas. And when you listen to their ideas, these are brilliant ideas. Problem is always capital. Because all of us ndio tumetoka campus. Hauna 100 acres mahali hapa Kajiado and unaweza peleka upewe loan.
Yeah.
Like, hauna anything. So bootstrapping is very difficult. You start a business, you need, your biashara inafaa kukulipia rent, inafaa kukupea transport, na hata hujapata customer wa kwanza.
Yes.
So when you think about crowdfunding being a solution to those people, that can open up so many opportunities. One, as an ordinary Kenyan, you get an opportunity to invest in a small company.
Okay.
And these companies, when they grow, this is all the billionaires we have today is because they betted on a small company.
Okay.
Walianzisha kampuni kakio kadogo, they grew with it, and it gives you a lot of money eventually. So yes, it can open a lot of investment opportunities for investors. Okay. But on the other hand, it had to allow to create small businesses mob.
Okay.
And support them to actually grow. Si ati zianze tu, ni zianze na zigrow. When you think about Facebook, Instagram, simu zetu zote, the apps unatumia, all these zilianzishwa na ni Mark Zuckerberg, 19-year-old, akona idea, anapewa. I think for him, it was like $500,000, 50 million shillings.
Yes.
So imagine huyo msichana compete na startup ya hapa UN. Wewe hujapewa hata 2,000 na mzazi.
Guest wetu wako na degree in economics, na hiyo ni degree tulisha agree. Economics is a degree in stinginess. Sasa tukikam kuangalia hiyo the idea ya kufanya biashara ndogo. Ukikuwa advice msee mwenye anaweza access to 10k peke yake. Na experience yako, huo msee anaweza anzia wapi?
Biashara ina boil down to the passion. Mahali where your heart lies.
Yes.
The business ni more, it's like when you're dating. You get a girl you love. Otherwise, kutakuwa na shida huko mbele.
Okay.
So, for business it's the same thing. I understand, yes, it's the bottom line, it's about money, but you also need a business that you can actually, when things are tough, uko committed 100%. And that's when I say it's more or less like a marriage. If you're not committed 100%, there's a problem. Acha nikwambie, ukiwa na 10k sahi, uende place kage komba. Uende asubuhi time wanafungwa hizo bills. Nakwambia because these are practical stories. These are people who have passed, as in hawa ni watu tumework now.
Yes.
Unaenda Gikomba, wakifungua bill, unabuy anything. Shati. Ukifungua bill wanauzanga, unaweza chukua shati ya so 2, so 1, then unakuja unauza shati so 4, so 5. Kuna watu hata watachukua kitu ya so mbili na watauza 1500 na waseme camera.
Yes.
And at the end of the day it's about ukipata customers wawili per day na hiyo product umepata 500, you're selling it at 1500. Ukipata customers wawili a day uko na 1000. If you do that consistently for a whole month utapata 60k. Na hii ni 60k haina pay, hakuna kutaksiwa. So if you actually compare your 60k na mtu wako employed, ni kama mtu ameemploywa na analipo salary ya 84k.
Maze sasa tukiweka hiyo part haina pay maze KRA man, KRA. Sawa sawa. Tutarudi tena hapo, but you're a very big fan of marriage. Example zako za kwanza ilikuwa dating, ya pili na by the way, it's interesting that wewe ufanya business na wife yako. She's the co-owner and co-founder of your company.
Yes.
Sinafikiri watu walisema mtu hawezi fanya business na dem.
Watu to have to define watu ni nani. Juu hao watu mimi siwajui. As for me, acha nikwambie, tulimit knife tukiwa campo, and ilikuwa interesting. Me I remember they joined.
As in, you guys are sinners who stuck together.
Ilikuwa funny kwa sababu one of my roommate alikuwa Bible study. So me remember na kam room nakuta kuna Bible study.
Akia nani?
So sisi tuliona hii Bible study iko na madem. Nikajoin. Yeye ndo alikuwa kwa hiyo Bible study.
Na una confess
hata yeye anajua eventually the path ili take by the your decision hata siwezi regret. That hiyo ilinibadilisha kabisa.
Uliokoka eventually?
Hiyo Bible study manze. Hata nikushow easy things people do for love ni, but for me ilikuwa an interesting journey.
So God forbid kitu ika happen sasa una backslide, as in basis yako, foundation yako ya wokovu ilikuwa
actually nilijoin juu yes kulikuwa na madem, but it gave me an opportunity to actually sit and listen every time watu wanaongea juu ya God. And you know, it gets you thinking. After some time, history inacha kuwa an abstract conversation, it becomes a personal conversation now between you and God. And eventually nika get saved. 1 year later tukaanza kudate. That was I think 11 years ago.
Yes.
So 11 years ago tukaanza kudate, got married shortly after campus. By the way, hata ndo alini support kustart una company nakwambia crowdfunding. Ni alinipea do ya kuform hiyo company.
Manzi yako ndiye alikupea? Akiwa manzi yako?
Akiwa alitoka, alikuwa ameenda trip China, alirudi, per DM yake yote aliniletea. Akaniambia unajua ni aje, mimi na believe company yako itaenda places, tuanze job.
Nyie mwezi achana. Azi, no, umesema vitu mob. First of all, mkaingia Bible study na agenda. That confirms it. Not everyone who says Lord, Lord.
It is so true.
Really. So basi hata mwezi juu hata labda ule preacher alikuwa hapo, hata yeye alikuwa amekam na the same.
Alikuwa na agenda.
Na the same agenda. Na unagetaje dem akubelieve ama akutrust on that level?
No, hata anajua at first nilikuwa joker. Hata hizi vitu mtu huwezi ficha ukiingia, but eventually over time it was an interesting the group. So mimi nilikuwa part of, tulikuwa na my boys like every other person uko na your crew watu wako. So there is this group tulikuwa nao na si wote tulijoin ya Bible study because tulijiambia tutapata mademu kwa. But then I was the first one mwenye sana nili get born again. By the time tunamaliza campo, by the time tuna graduate for tuna graduate wote walikuwa wameokoka.
Strength of a woman. Kila mtu alitoka na dem kwa hiyo Bible study?
Hapana.
Wengine
ilibidi lakini kuna best yangu mwingine pia same thing. Aje alitoa bibi kwa hiyo Bible study.
Then transition basi ya biashara ya wisdom na kukua joker inaingilia wapi?
Nakwambia mambo ya Mungu ni ngumu kuelewa. But nilikuwa joker tulijoin Bible study tulikuwa tumeona madem. But I mean bado nilikuwa focused in terms of business. I've always been passionate about business. I grew up home to grow up tukiwa na shop Nakuru. Mother yako na shop to this day actually. So we grew up going to that shop from when we were very young. And tulianza conversations za biashara. Our parents wali to expose kitambo. So this is something that to may grow up now sisi kwetu home. In fact, actually in our family half of the siblings tuko in business. Na tumekuwa in business ever since. Like we've never been employed. Haujaiandika CV, it has never been.
Haujaiandikia mtu CV.
Manze sijaiandikia mtu CV.
Economics yenye ulisoma labda applications ya relevant areas kwa biashara, but haujai apply job na CV.
No, sijai.
Could it be the solution ya unemployment biashara?
Definitely supporting small businesses. See anyone who wants to start a business, tukimsupport people, mse anaweza grow. Small businesses eventually are the ones that become big businesses, and they are the ones that create employment. Otherwise, where do you expect jobs itatoka? The government haiwezi employ kila mtu. The only solution they have is private sector. Acha nikupe an interesting statistic. US, because hiyo ndio the economy everyone understands most about. Yes. The federal government, like the government here US, employ less people than Walmart. Like Walmart has more.
Walmart ni super.
Yes. Iko na more employees than the federal government. So the government cannot be the solution to unemployment. The solution is young people wakuwe supported, to support wakisema wanataka kuanza biashara, because some of these businesses will eventually become big businesses if we support them. We started as a small business. Saizi we have a payroll of almost 40 people. Hawa ni 40 watu wameenda kampo wamemaliza, they now have a job.
Okay.
Una get? So if we can support many more people, there are companies that will grow faster than us. Zenye zita employ hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands.
Now, so complain about business environment in terms of taxation, in terms of competition. Nilikuwa naenda Kangundo Road, nikapata culture fulani wa Kenya wako nayo, mtu amefungua butchery hapa, kuna butchery zingine kama 50. Same location. Same location. Is that a problem?
That is a problem, definitely. Definitely. At sisi, when we started, because when we started our company, we introduced a new concept. It had never been done before. It was a simple concept, need to rent a shelf. Back when we introduced it, it was, yani, you were trying to convince a small business, lipa 3K, weka product zako hapa, alafu uende, si tutaman shop. Of course, the question ilikuwa, how sure am I kesho nitawakuta hapa? Because wadhani tu kesho watakuja wakute duka iko empty, tulienda na vitu na walitulipa 3K. But saizi, when we started that concept, watu walianza Wakenya ni wale. So we had our landlord aliona hiyo idea ina make sense. Akaamua
Their notice.
Hata anataka hiyo biashara sasa. Ameona hiyo ndio ina make sense.
Yes.
And the first people who actually started ni very close associates of ours. When waliona ina make sense, wakaenda wakaanzisha yao.
What would it take in your own concept? Naweza share nawe yangu. Ya mse mwenye ana earn 20k per month. Mseme for example, hiyo ndio mse ana earn. Kukuwa millionaire. Hesabu yako ya economics. Ndio ukue na 1 million bob kwa account yako. Na we the maximum unaweza make ni 20k. How do you compound ufike mita moja?
For a small business person?
Yes.
Hiyo ni simple. One, all businesses take time, so haita grow immediately.
Yes.
But if you're patient and if you're truly dedicated, when we started our first company, we started with zero capital. Mimi nakwambia then alikuwa girlfriend, yeye alikuja akatu support.
Yes.
And even after to incorporate our first company, acha nikushow. The first contract tulioipata, the first time the company made money was after our marriage. So she actually, huyo ni a true believer. Huyo ali-invest. But acha to take her example, by the way. The investment ali-make back in the day, here ku open a company, ilikuwa, I think she came back with around $300 amesave. So tuka convert ilikuwa around 30k.
Yes.
That is what we used to. So hiyo 30k yake today is worth how much?
Tupatie rough figure.
Okay, acha ni put hivi. Recently we were able, at least we were lucky enough to raise a bit of money for the first time for our company. We raised 45 million shillings.
Na mlianza na 30k. But from this 30k imekuwa compounded, mliweza ku raise 45 million for something.
Yes.
From the same company.
From the same company. I have never been employed. Yeah, aliacha job yake akakuja. So this is all we've been doing.
So it's possible.
It is. It is very possible.
It's possible.
Yes.
Manze, congratulations, asante sana, you've done well for yourself, na endelea kusupport small businesses kabisa and all the best in your business ventures.
Asante.
And I hope watu wameget kitu, si ndio? Wapi makofi yake? Wazi. Asante sana Steve Wawero, guest wetu. I hope tukiwa na swali yote ya biashara tunaweza kuget tena.
Mimi niko easy.
Asante sana. Haya. That's it for the weekend edition. See you next week. My name is Dr. Kingori.